Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It is time for me to finally complete the Capital One Duo and apply for the Capital One Savor. For me, this is a big deal for a couple of reasons. Number one is that the Capital One Savor, in my opinion, is by far the best substitute for the Amex Gold Card. And not only is it the best substitute for that card, it also has no annual fee. So eventually, if the gold card ever doesn't make sense for me, I want to make sure that I have the Capital One Savor ready to go. And the second reason that I'm adding this card to my setup right now is because if you didn't know, Capital One is notoriously difficult to be approved for if you have too many credit cards. So even though I just added the Amex Gold Card in November of 2024, I'm adding the Savor card now because I don't want to cut that option off for me if I ever have to switch from the gold card. And we'll get more into this later, but for the meantime, it has a great welcome offer, and I'll throw it on a streaming service or two just to keep it happy. That way I have it just in case I ever need it. And everyone say hi to Mr. Kane back there. He's a little sick right now, so I didn't have the heart to throw him out. And Garbanzo in the background, as always. Hopefully these guys will bring good vibes so we can get approved for this credit card. God, I hope that really didn't sound as cringe as I think it did, but oh well. But anyway, guys, this video is going to be a bit more unscripted than usual. I just plan on giving you guys a quick summary of the Savor, and then we'll dive into the application process together. So if you guys like this style, make sure to let me know in the comments, as well as drop a like so I know that you want to see more videos like this. And as always, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe for more content like this, and hopefully to see me unbox the Savor card once I get approved. But anyway, guys, I think I've done enough stalling, and I'm getting kind of nervous just sitting here, so let's go ahead and get into it so I can find out if I am approved or not. So quick summary of the Capital One Savor, as well as why I'm adding it to my setup. This is a $0 annual fee card that offers 3% back on groceries, dining, entertainment, and popular streaming services. But the really cool thing about this card, as well as the Capital One Duo as a whole, is that if you have a Venture card, like my Venture X here, you can actually turn that 3% cash back into 3 times miles instead. This is great for someone on team travel like myself because turning those 3% cash back categories into 3 times miles can essentially double your value. This essentially turns those 3% categories into 6% categories when redeemed with transfer partners. I don't necessarily like to think of it that way because transfer partner value isn't guaranteed. However, when I redeem my Capital One miles, I do look for at least 2 cents per point, so I do get positive value there. And that's really why I'm adding this card, because while 4x back with the gold card is nice, if I ever have to get rid of that card, I want to make sure to optimize my food spend for travel. But also, depending on where I'm at in life, if I need to focus more on cash back, I have that option with the Savor card. However, quick warning for you guys, make sure that if you transfer your cash back into miles, you are planning on redeeming that towards travel. Once you change your cash back into miles, you can't change it back. And at that point, if you change your mind, you will only be able to redeem those miles for 0.5 cents per point. And finally, the biggest positive right now that I will get from this card is the $200 cash back welcome offer. As we just discussed, I can turn those $200 in cash back into miles, so it's really more like 20,000 Capital One miles I'll be getting instead. And for someone at this stage in my credit card journey, 20,000 points goes a long way to make sure that I never have to pay for another flight ever again. But all right, it has really been enough stalling now. It's time to get into the application. Fortunately, Capital One has a tool that will help ease my anxiety with this application, and we can see if we're pre-approved before we even apply. Now, obviously, this pre-approval doesn't necessarily mean we will be approved once we actually apply, but we can apply with a lot more confidence if we are pre-approved. So without further ado, let's dive into Capital One's website and see if we get pre-approved. So diving into the application here, we can see that there are actually 2 options depending on our credit. So this is a good time to tell you guys where I stand at the time of applying for these cards. According to Credit Karma, so take it with a grain of salt, my Equifax score is at a 756 with 1 hard inquiry. And then my TransUnion score is a 755 with 2 hard inquiries. You guys can look at my other stats here, but I don't really think I need to go over them for you. The important data is, what does Capital One think? Well, fortunately for me, since I've already been approved for one of their credit cards, I have access to one of their credit score reports as well. And according to Capital One, TransUnion has me at a 755 with 2 hard inquiries as well. Credit Karma isn't always the most accurate, but in this case, it does appear to be pretty spot on, which is good because I should be able to be approved for the excellent credit version. And this is important because, as you guys can see, the only difference between the good credit and the excellent credit is the $200 cashback bonus, which, as you guys know, if you've seen my credit card strategy video for 2025, the welcome bonus is a huge part of my overall credit card strategy. And if you guys haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's a pretty good one. And while you're at it, like, comment, subscribe for Kane. But anyway, guys, now it really has been enough stalling. Let's get into it. And at least we can start with the pre-approval process. So first of all, it asks what we're most interested in. And as you guys can see, I've selected travel rewards and new card member offer. So after entering in some basic information, we get to the employment status page. This is a pretty important page because obviously you have a better chance of being approved for the card if you are employed, but you don't want to lie, so just answer honestly, and at least this is a pre-approval tool, so you'll know if you are approved before actually applying. But obviously for me, I am employed, so I will enter that there. Next, we have a page of our income versus our rent/mortgage. This is also a pretty important page because it's going to let Capital One know if you can afford to pay off your credit card bill or not. So you want to answer this one as honestly as possible, but always round up instead of rounding down. And I'm actually going to give you guys an accurate representation of what I make right now, because since this is a credit and finance channel, I believe that me being transparent about what I'm applying with will help you guys out the most. And this is actually a pretty complicated question for me right now. At the time of recording, I'm actually about 4 months away from my captain upgrade, and I'm looking at maybe buying a house in that same time. But since I haven't officially upgraded yet, and I have about 6 more months on my lease, I'm going to lean more heavily on what I'm making now than what I will be making. So for now, I'm going to actually enter in my current salary as well as my rent. And if we don't get pre-approved, we'll come back around and I'll enter in what I actually expect to make during this year. So we're going to go ahead and enter what I'm currently making at about $60,000 a year after tax, and my rent of about $725 per month. Next, we have another question regarding my financial status, and I have both a checking and savings account. Next, if I'm approved, do I intend on using my credit card for cash advances? I don't, and I honestly don't know if this will help my approval odds or not. This is an optional question though, so I'll go ahead and skip this question because I just frankly don't know what will help me or not. Are you a US citizen? Yes. Do you have citizenship in another country? No. And finally, just some more personal information, and then we'll find out if I'm pre-approved. And lastly, for real, just agreeing to the terms and conditions, and let's see if I'm pre-approved. Awesome. Looks like I am pre-approved for not only the Savor card, but also the Quicksilver and the Venture card, but I have the Venture X, so I won't be getting any of those, obviously. And you guys can see here that it does say earn a $200 bonus, so I should be good for the excellent credit version of this card. So I'm going to go ahead and select this offer. Awesome, guys. It looks like I don't even have to go through an actual application here. I have this accept offer button down here, and it looks like I should just be good to go and accept this card. This is awesome because I was actually pretty nervous for this application just because Capital One can be so difficult to be approved for. But this is why I'm applying for this card now, because I don't have that many credit cards yet, and I'll be able to hold on to this card and use it if I ever need it. So let's go ahead and accept the offer. Awesome, guys. I got the card, got the congratulations here from Capital One. Credit limit of $5,000, which actually is less than I was expecting because I have a $20,000 limit on my Venture X. But it doesn't really matter because on this channel, you guys know I preach paying off your cards on time and in full every month, but also prepaying that credit card bill down so your usage is low. So I'll be continuously paying off this card, so that $5,000 limit won't really matter. But yeah, sweet, guys, that is it. I'll make sure to make an unboxing video for you guys once this card arrives. But for now, I hope you guys really enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the way out, and I'll see you guys next time. So guys, first impressions of the Capital One Savor card here. First thing that I noticed right when I opened it is that it's way more purplish pink than the burnt orange they kind of show on their advertising. As you can see, when you turn it away from the light here, it almost gets like a dark purpley salmon color, which honestly I don't know how much I like, but I do like the kind of gradient they have going on the card, with the bottom half being lighter. Hold it into the light just right, it almost gives off like a sunset kind of vibe, which is kind of cool, I guess. Second thing I noticed is I was expecting this, but it is plastic and it is pretty cheap feeling, honestly. But I guess it is a 0 annual fee card, so you can't really expect too much premium quality with that. Even though I'm not a fan of the design of the Capital One Savor, in fact, you can already see a scuff mark running down the center of it from the sticker that came on it. It is still, in my opinion, one of, if not the best, no annual fee cards that you can add to your credit card setup, and I'm really happy that I have it. On top of that, it completes my Capital One Duo setup, which is super powerful. And if I ever have to cancel my Amex Gold card, I have, in my opinion, the best substitute for it in my possession, which is awesome. And real quick, just one more thing to note. While the Venture X is a Visa Infinite card, the Savor card is actually a World Elite MasterCard. Both of these cards come with a $0 foreign transaction fee, which for a no annual fee card is a really awesome perk to have. And both these cards also come with other features and benefits, with slightly better travel benefits going to the Visa Infinite card, which is why it's on the Venture X. But also I've heard that MasterCard is starting to roll out more benefits to its cards, so having both a Visa Infinite and a World Elite MasterCard might come in handy someday, but we'll see. But there you go, guys. There's the new Capital One Savor card. Make sure to let me know in the comments what you guys think of the new design, as well as the benefits and credits on the card. And let me know if you would ever add it to your setup or if you already have it.